tournament has the match that it wants, and fans are going to have the match that it wants. We have a rematch of the final from the U.S. Open. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. It's great to be in the semis over here again, and to play Kei again here in the US is going to for sure be another entertaining and exciting match for everybody and for both of us, I feel. And it's a great way to start the summer US Open series here in Washington like this, to have a matchup of last year's US Open final, and for sure it's going to be a great match, and I'm feeling that match after match I'm getting into a better form, and I think I'm going to be using this match very well for my preparation for the next tournament.
Marin, next one is about your match today. You served forward in the second set, kind of got away from you. Were you trying to get Zverev to kind of, it seems like you were trying to slice to him a lot, maybe make him overhit, maybe kind of make him go for a bigger shot than he wanted to. Can you just talk about the last couple games and that second set before the tiebreak, what you think you're trying to do there?
Yeah, generally in the second set I wasn't feeling the best my serve, especially the bigger one that I was hitting, so I was trying to place it more, and towards the end of the second set I wasn't making too many first serves in, and then Alexander was very solid from the back, playing well on the second serve, not giving me too many easy points, and the rally started to be a bit longer, not the way that I was planning to play before the match, and it just happened in that way. Very few points got away from me, and luckily I was very consistent towards the end of the match, and in the tiebreak played pretty solid, so that's very important for me, and I recognized some critical points which I played pretty well, and that was, I think, the most deciding of the match.
Nishikori was here earlier and said he feels his game has improved since you played last at the US Open. Where do you feel you are since compared to the way you played those tournaments?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm at the same form. Of course, I'm feeling that I'm improving as a player, but just form-wise, I'm not at the level that I was at the end of the US Open. So that's something I'm going to have to work on still and build up in the next for sure weeks. And just hoping tomorrow I'm going to be able to play really good tennis, and for sure to play Kei is a great matchup also for me, and doesn't matter win or lose, it's going to give me a lot of feedback for my game after that match.
Congratulations on your win today. As far as I know, I think you've been here at least since last Friday working on your game, and it seems like you're doing a lot of preparation for the US Open. Are there things that you are at this point still working on technically in your game, or is it strictly you want to win the match and then maybe go back to working on your game after the tournament?
Still for sure feeling that I'm, with some things in my game that I'm, not satisfied the most. In these 3 matches that I've played, I was feeling that, my serve could have been a bit better, the placement and the percentage of my serve. Also with some things from the game, some shots I wasn't feeling the best, especially closing out the points on some shorter balls. So still working on those things. But when the match comes, I try not to think about that. Try to forget those things. The most important is to win the matches, no matter how, and then you always have enough time to practice on the practice court.
So now that you've had a chance to play Zverev, I'm curious just to get your opinion of him. He's obviously one of the young guys that gets discussed along with like Borja Čorić and so on. Does his style of play remind you of anyone, and how do you rate his potential?
It's at the moment I can't think of any player that I could draw a line with Zverev. I think his game is kind of in the direction of Del Potro. He's very solid from the back, but still, Del Potro was swinging bigger at his age, and so just a bit different. I think he's playing very, very consistently, and for 18-year-old, he's improving month after month, and feeling that his serve is gonna for sure get better in the next couple of years. That's the shot that he has the most room to improve. The rest of the game is for sure very, very solid, and I feel it's going to be when he's going to be 20, 21, it's going to be a very tough player to play.
You mentioned your serve today in the second set wasn't as good as you wanted it, and another time today you mentioned your serve. Are you having any continuing problems with your shoulder?
No, luckily the shoulder is good and really behind me after I came back on the tour in April, and really focused just on my game, and it's just the things that I need to work on my serve to get the rhythm and to have it day in, day out on the right spot.
Your coach, Goran, isn't here this week. What type of relationship do you share with the rest of the members of your team? Like your hitting partner and your...
Goran is not here this week. He's gonna join me in Cincinnati. And the person that's here with me is Ivan Sinkush. He is helping us in the team, and we brought him this year to be addition when Goran is not around, to help me with some stuff, and to be all the time in touch with Goran, to see the things that I need to work on. And Goran is of course following as much as he can through TV and watching matches. And I think usually for me, when I'm coming off the preparation times, playing to play the tournaments, I'm always needing a tournament or two to get really set up for everything. And so far I'm very, very satisfied with the game, and especially the physical preparation.
The match against Kay in New York last year obviously was a very important day for you. Do you expect there to be some sort of memories of that when you step out there against the same guy on the hard court tomorrow, first time you've played him since? And what do you think the emotions of that might be like?
Emotion-wise, it's going to be completely different. For the slam final, we were both pretty nervous, and it was for sure completely different situation and matchup. But other from the parts of the game and the way I was playing, I'm gonna for sure take out some things, some critical things that were working for me to be able to get the win. And obviously I was playing him in the best way from all of our meetings from the past, and hoping that I can get some things out of that match to be able to use them and to execute them in the match tomorrow.
Ask more questions.
Near the end of the second set, you could have probably finished the match possibly sooner. What kind of goes through your mind, the mental side of the game, thinking, oh, the match is almost over, and then it goes several more games there, kind of jumped back in. How does that mentality change, and is that something that you believe you've worked on or gotten stronger on?
Well, yeah, I felt maybe in the past, when I would go down a bit in my game, it would take me much longer to recover, to bounce back, to playing well. And today, okay, I lost my serve to finish off the match, and but I knew I had to stay in there. I was still very, very focused, not giving him the opportunity to get the set too easily, and to that we have to battle it out in the third. I was for sure feeling, even from the beginning of the second set, that the serve wasn't working too well, and I wasn't hitting the spots so good. So I was in my mental own part. I was of course hoping that I can close it out, but you know it happened the way it did. And you know, just in those situations when I needed to back my serve up with you know, with the game from the back, I didn't, and I think that's the case, that I didn't close the match off.
Last question over here, please. Michael. Thank you.
On the match with Kei tomorrow, compared with the U.S. Open finals last year, what could be the differences that you may find as factors that it may be the same hard court, but maybe the surface or the balls or the climate that you may consider is different from the U.S. Open?
Well, you know, the conditions are, you know, for sure a bit different. We are playing different balls, and over here it's just you know, a bit more humid, I guess. You know, from the feeling of the court, you know, I think Kei for sure improved, and he has been, you know, playing very consistently in the last 2 years now, and I think his game is more consistent than mine is. That's, I think, the reality, and still, like, for me, you know, I feel that you know, my form can go up, and you know, it's on the way up. So that's a very positive thing, and you know, we'll see tomorrow how the things are going to play out. But I'm looking forward for that match to try to find the best way possible to win.